Good evening, and thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about website building, SEO words, and the importance of SEO words into the content and into the name of the website. SEO words are what is used by the search engines like Google, Bing, and Yahoo. It's used by them to know what is on the page that we're looking at. So we want to use our SEO words correctly in order to gain fast access and higher rankings in these search engines. What I'm going to show you today will touch on other topics such as backlinking on pictures, videos, articles, hub pages, e-zine, and different things like that. It'll touch on that, but we're going to focus on the keywords that are used on those things. Again, those keywords are what the search engines use to find our website and to know what's on the website. For when people search under phrases, it'll pull up our website. One thing to remember also about when we're building our website is to think about not only the name and tying it into other genres such as health food or organic or different things like that. But we can also think about catchphrases or slogans that we can put on the pictures and in videos that people will stick in people's minds. So we want to think about that as well. That will help. So without further ado, let's get started. This is the part of the tutorial where we begin to, we want to go and we want to set up a Gmail account. It's like one of the first things we want to do whenever we go to do this. Gmail is the most compatible with the search engines, especially with Google, because it is a Google email and they do care. So it's kind of buttering them up, but that's what we've got to do. So we want to set up a Gmail account in order to even use these tools. So it serves a double benefit. Now what I did is I set up a Gmail account under the name of the ministry that I'm working under. And so what we want to do is we want to go to, let me fire this thing up, fire up my desktop viewer here. And what we want to do is we want to go set one up. And I'll show you step by step on the computer here in a second as to how to do it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go get that Gmail account that we were just talking about. You come to Google at www.google.com, and what we're going to do is, we'll see this screen here, it'll be Google, and you'll either create a new account or log in. As you can see, I'm already logged in. And then in here, the next thing we're going to do after we actually have that, we know our username and password. Because of that, under the Google stuff, it automatically will log you in. So under this Google Analytics we're going to get, that will be our access. So we do a general search for exact words in order to get it. F-R-E-E, Google AdWords keyword search. And when we do that, see this one right here, this is the one in purple. We're going to go into this keyword planner, okay? And this is where, when you have your account, you'll click on sign in with AdWords, okay? When we sign in, it's using our Google account that we created. So I click on that, just a moment. And as it logs in, you'll see that I was in here before and I had done some of this. And that's what it means by this plan that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and hit resume so that you can see what's in here. And what we do is under this campaign, we come back here to you can see where I already have some of this stuff, and it's like number of clicks and different things like that, and cost per click that it is required in order to have this. but we're going to actually add more to the SEOs that we've got, okay? So when we come to this screen, we want tools actually, and keyword planner. This would be like if we actually started over, except we're not. I'm just going to add to it. I guess I will start over. Okay. We're going to search for new keyword or ad group ideas. We click on that. And your product or service. Right now we're just going to search for the word on tapioca. T-A-P. On tapioca. And we don't know our landing page yet. That's part of what we're figuring out. That would be the URL of your website. The product category, in this case, it's a food item, but I don't see it, so we gotta scroll down. Come on now. What happened? There we go. Okay, we got, it's like a food and groceries kind of thing, so we'll go into there. Now that we have that, we're going to do all categories, Google, and we got keyword filters, where we're going to show the broadly related ideas and different things like that. We're just going to go with the stock settings on that, and then get ideas. And what this is going to do is it's going to bring up under tapioca some of the relative searches that people have actually been using. Okay, we're going to go full screen here. And what we're looking at here is, for example, some people have researched for tapioca starch. Tapioca starch, modified tapioca starch. Those are the keywords that have been used for this particular group. These are groups, okay? These are some of the words that have been used. Tapioca starch, comma, modified tapioca starch, comma, okay? The competition for tapioca starch is a medium, okay? And what that means is, if it's medium, it's in the middle, obviously. But if it's high, like this one, that means a lot of people are trying to use that word. When you have high, it's hard to reach number one on the research list, or when people type in the search, you've got to beat out the competition, okay? So if it's low, only a few people use it. So you can use those keyword searches and actually reach number one. And that's actually beneficial. You want to mix them up, but you want to use a lot of these lower used ones, and that's a major key in order to getting into the search engines quicker, because then you pull rank on this other stuff because the words tie together. Okay, so let's say we actually want to use one of these, and we'll create what's called a list of words of what we're going to use. These particular groups, like tapioca, gluten, it's a gluten-free product. So gluten is a whole nother genre that we can use on this. We've got tapioca bubble. According to the research I've done, bubble is actually a tea type of drink, very healthy and good for you. So that's some of the article ideas you can apply to this also that we were talking about. And you can see keywords that people are using to actually get that, so you can use those as part of your SEO words on that topic and be able to have the proper SEOs to bring it up quickly. What else we have? So let's say boba is another drink. So let's use tapioca starch. All right, we come over here to our add to plan. Bam, we click that, and it adds it to our group. See how it added it right here, or in the process of adding it? We get 19.8 clicks, and that is per day. So that one keyword will get 19.8 clicks. We want a part of that. However, that is a medium one. See, it took it off our list because we used it over there. But let's see what happens whenever we look at tapioca as a substitute. In this case, flour. Okay, so we've got another keyword search that we can use and tie it into for flour, because people look for flour as a to get away from gluten and stuff like that. It's another main keyword that we can use. So we kind of keep track of these things, and we add that one. This is a low keyword search at 5,600 average monthly. That's not bad. That's not bad. And it does 19.65 clicks a day, which is pretty good on a low keyword. So you could actually use that with those words and reach number one on your Google quicker. And they work together with all of your articles, your pictures, and different things like that in order to help it bring it up in there quicker. Let's see here. Let's do, here's another tapioca flour. And this particular one is a medium one. We'll go ahead and click on that, and we'll add it. See what this one says. This one, under tapioca flour, gets 20 clicks, or 24.4 clicks per day, which is pretty good. It's not bad. But then we'll come down, we'll go down quite a bit further. We'll only do a few of these because I think you get the idea. Pearl pudding. For whatever reason, although here in the States, pudding is a high searched, so you could use the keyword of pearl pudding as like one of your names, or in the name of the website, or something like that. But you could do pearl pudding as like the name of one of your articles, and have it come up really quickly, because it would come up under, you use a keyword of pudding, pearl pudding, that type of thing. And we add that, and it's low, it's not searched by much because most people don't think of the tapioca as pearls, but the little round balls are called pearls. And it helps tie those things in. And here we got gluten-free, which is a medium, believe it or not, searched word, which is really surprising. But that is a major, which is nice because people here are becoming very gluten conscious, and we could use that as one of the genres and one of the advertisings, or even in the name, of the title of the website. The healthiest gluten-free tapioca that you could actually, that will help your, let's see, you could use something like tapioca is one of the healthiest gluten-free food products to help maintain your health.com, or something like that. While that's a long phrasing, it's got a lot of these genres in it that you can use to tie into. Then you can come up with slogans. Tapioca for health, or or something like that. Those slogans is what has made simple words like McDonald's very popular. Like hamburger is associated with McDonald's, or have it your way, or oh, what a feeling for Toyota in the land of Dairy Queen. They use their word in there. Slogans that you can put on billboards, or on posters or whatever, to help the advertisement. Well, anyway, once we have selected quite a few of these, we want to get a fairly large amount of SEO words. But we want to have focused SEO words for the website, and then we want to use some of the extras on some of the items that we put on there. Like if you're making a bread, you put it under health bread and different stuff like that, and the different specific SEO words that draw more attention to that. But you want to have a lower amount, no more than 8 SEO words on top of like a picture or something like that. And then you could have helping words of 2 or 3 or something like that, which helps the search engines not be overwhelmed and actually look at it. So once we have these, and let's say we've got this for our selection, and we're going to review our forecasts for what we've just entered in there. I think we entered 4, 5, 6, I can't remember, but here's what we've got. Okay, and down here's what we actually added. Let's scroll down. this is what we just added to this campaign. They call it a campaign. We've got buy tapioca, gluten-free, pearl pudding, pearl's recipe, substitute tapioca, tapioca flour, tapioca starch. And we did a sentence earlier when we added 3 or 4 of these different genres into the title of the website that will help bring it up. Because now when you do your articles and different things like that, you'll put that in the title, or and you'll use some of those keywords into your subtitles, but that's also tied into your website name. That's like 3 bonuses off of using specific words. Plus, if you put certain keywords inside of your pictures and your videos and different things like that, that all ties in. And then when you use your videos, you've got them on YouTube, which creates backlinks with those keywords. And whenever anybody accesses those things, it creates relevance to the search engines. Hey, this site's worth something. People are coming to it, and that helps. Now, what you can do is after you've actually got these made, you can, let's see here. Keywords. Oh, here we go. You can click on the word download and it'll save it to an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so we're going to actually save AdWords Editor CSV. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. But you got to have Microsoft Excel or an equivalent like OpenOffice that has an Excel spreadsheet that will read it. I have an Excel program on here, so we're going to save it to the computer. And we're going to, is now available, it's made it, we're going to save it. And we're going to save the file. See, it's called Keyword Planner with the date, CSV, which is an Excel thing. And my download place is actually on my desktop. So now we're going to minimize this. And we actually have a copy now for our own personal use of the spreadsheet that it made and these SEO words. Okay, where's that? I'm having a hard time reading. Oh, here we go. So we bring this up and boom, this is the first one I made apparently. But you see all the different ones that I did from the other day. And you get all these numbers that are relevant to actually what we're doing. Gluten-free. Pearl pudding. Actually, I think that is the one we just did because it's created multiples. But that's pretty much how you do that in the general setup. Remember, less SEO with more places, and with more places meaning in pictures, in video on, like, let's say the page of the website, or in the pictures on the website, or in banners. You can create your own banners and make links and different things like that, even to sell the products right there on your page. And you can put videos on YouTube and different things like that, which is where this will wind up. So that is a quick general idea. The purpose of keeping these is that, like, if you keep this, you can eventually put it on a Word document, just kind of highlight, copy, and paste it into the keyword areas on your pictures and different things like that. So and tags. Now I want to talk to you about one of the final things that we're going to do. Once we have our SEO, we've got to we've transferred it to the Excel spreadsheet, and now we need to put our SEO onto like a Notepad or a Word document or something like that. Preferably Notepad, because most Windows operating systems, actually all of them, have a Notepad, and so it's extremely versatile. You can use Microsoft Office if you want. It's not a problem. It'll be the same concept, except I'm going to go ahead and use Notepad for this particular purpose. So what we want to do is we're going to fire up our capture machine for the desktop. We'll minimize that. And we're going to, for my purposes, I'm going to open up Notepad. We'll just click on that and open it up. And we want to hit enter a couple times and bring ourselves down from the top. You never want to start all the way at the top, and preferably you don't want to start all the way at the side, just so that you can highlight, because you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. So we have our Notepad open and our Excel spreadsheet. What we want to do is we want to copy the ad groups, or we can type them out. I'm going to type them out today because you probably already know Excel spreadsheet, and if you don't, it would be better for something to do at another time. And then you've got your, the keyword searches that you want to kind of keep in mind, because those were what the keywords were used, that the people actually used to come up with these ad groups. So in this particular case, I'm just going to go ahead and minimize it, because I've taken and done a little bit of work already to kind of help things out. And inside of this Word document, which here, as you can see, I have it in a Word document, I have some SEO already. So here's the layout and the advantages of having this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to give this thing a title, so that we instantly look at it, we know exactly what it is. And that is SEO for tapioca. Alright, we'll hit enter and come down a couple, hit the space bar and come in, and you'll see why here in a minute. I'll actually do a quick highlight so that you can see exactly why I'm saying what I'm saying. And pretty much all we need to do is we need to type out our word or copy it from the Excel spreadsheet, but we need to get it entered into our Notepad. TAPIC, whoops, can't spell, IOCA. Well, I spelled it wrong up here too. Forgot my O. Oh, we'll edit that. Done. Alright. After this word is typed, my cursor, see, is right there next to the A. So we'll put the A back. We want to add a comma, then a space. Then we're ready for the next word. Our next word here we have is glucose, GLUCOSE, comma, space, diabetes. Tapioca is extremely good for diabetes. It is one of the health benefits. And you'll see some of these words that we have in here for celiac disease, the bloating that goes with that, which is an SEO that goes with that, kind of tying things in. Good for our articles, good for a tie-in of the multiple things. See, some of these can be used on the articles, they can be used in videos, the main web page. Why? Because that's what tapioca is good for. It's good for food, it's good for a variety of things, and health benefits is actually is very big, which we talked about before, and that's why we need it in our name, the website name, to help tie this stuff in. We'll do a couple more. We'll do, let's say, celiac disease, which is also the same thing as, celiac is the same thing as gluten intolerance, but a different spelling, or a different word for it, CELIA, celiac, comma, space, CELIAC, space, DISEASE, comma, space. So we put these commas in here right after the word, then we hit the space bar and put a space. Now, when we actually go to use these as SEO words from our actual document, the reason why we make this is because what we can do, let's say we do an article on bubble tea and all the benefits of it. Bubble tea is made out of tapioca. Well, we can go into our Word document, highlight it, whoops, just the word, the starting of the word, not the comma on that one, but we highlight, let's say all the way to, these are all T's. So I've highlighted it by hitting the left button, holding it down and scrolling over. Then I right click and I come up here to, up here to copy. And I can come over here, get my spacing right, and then right click and hit paste. Bam. If that was a picture or something like that, I would have just SEO'd it. If it was on an article, it would be, I would have just copied and pasted some of the main SEO to the article. Now there are helping, but you just do the same thing. Keywords basically is what we're doing. And that's what makes it easy about having it in this type of form. So now we know the purpose of the SEO, how to properly have it typed out, and it's very important because if we SEO this wrong and type it out in the wrong manner, it's like not even having words, and it will show up as errors, and the crawlers will move right past us. So with that, I think we'll end this tutorial, and you guys have a good day. Thanks.